welcome to Gamer Nation this week, where we're talking about mother all those controversial things in video games and what makes a video game actually controversial. Our editor's gonna love that.
You're so clever.
That was the best intro ever. Best
He's so
intro
edgy,
ever.
guys. He's edgy, saying swear words.
That's why he was on
that
TV.
You said at the
Bleeps
6th grade
everywhere.
lunch table.
So
I said scrotum liquor. You know,
You
that
did?
was a good one. That was a great one. But yeah, we got Jess V here. We're talking about the most controversial games that have kind of like changed the industry. What's really made people think twice about video games and if they're actually good for our youth.
I don't
So,
know.
Mickey.
I don't know if we're gonna go with that.
It's a little too deep.
So what are we talking about? We're talking about the most controversial
Most controversial
games.
games.
Well, there's several that come to mind. One on the top of my list was Manhunt. People were like really annoyed when that game came out because essentially the more violent you were, the more points you got. So you actually got rewarded for being like insanely violent. You could do like a quick takedown on someone, or you could choose to do the super brutal one and get more points. And they were like really disgusting.
Oh yeah, they were like
disturbing
over the top,
kills.
like
Yeah.
even for the time, it's like ooh,
Plastic
did
bags
we just do
over your
that?
head and stuff.
That
It was like serial killer status.
When those games came out, that was like the war cry of people that were like, violent video games are terrible for youth because
Look at what they're learning, how to kill people with household
Yeah.
appliances. I think when GTA first came out, the first GTA, the whole cop killing aspect was very not liked by a lot of retailers. I think it got pulled from some shelves.
And
Yeah.
the
in
hot coffee.
stores.
The hot
Yes,
coffee
and the hot
incidents.
coffee.
Let's not
sheet
forget
or
about
whatever
that.
it was. Yeah.
Isn't there like a version of Grand Theft Auto 3 that's actually not allowed to be sold anymore anywhere because of I don't know, I think it's too much nudity, or there was just something about that specific game that was just over the top too much, and they actually had banned that version.
That could be. I don't know. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding GTA since it came out, and
even the first and second one,
Yeah, yeah.
you get that cop killer spree.
yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
In the very first one, I know it got pulled from some shelves for it was advocating killing cops or something. So
Now, with a franchise like Grand Theft Auto that's still very successful and has gone through so much scrutiny, do you think that they've had to, do you think Rockstar's had to like kind of like lower the bar, maybe dumb themselves down a little bit to not be as offensive? Because
No.
each game seems
I don't
like
think they did at all.
I feel like they haven't.
What we've done is they haven't dumbed themselves down at all. We've raised our tolerance for what is offensive as a culture. Now you can kill as many cops as you want.
And bang
then,
hookers and
yeah,
stuff.
and they really paved the way. You wouldn't see games like Saints Row where you can run around with a dildo bat if
That's
Right.
true.
if GTA hadn't paved the way.
Thank you,
So thanks,
Rockstar, for giving
yeah,
that. Yes.
thank you GTA for that.
And thank you, Rockstar. Yes.
Yeah, now Jessica, you actually you came to us and saying that you wanted to specifically do this
Yeah,
topic today. So
I did.
what
Wow.
games kind of
Oh man, I have
get
so
you going?
many. Seriously, guys, you know this is like kind of my favorite topic because I love scary movies. It's my favorite genre. So I mean, of course, Doom was extremely controversial because of it was actually blamed on the Columbine shootings in Colorado, which is horribly unfortunate. But I mean, the kid even taped himself saying, "We're gonna go in and shoot him like Doom," and that really became where the media grabbed onto video games and said, video games cause violence, video games is what makes this happen. So I feel like, you know, that's where that all started, was with Doom, so that's pretty controversial.
It's really funny when my grandparents got like the first computer in their house. My uncle put Doom on there and was playing it.
I
and
played DOS. I played it
Yeah.
on DOS,
Yeah, exactly.
My,
You had
and
to
my
do,
grandpa,
like,
I remember-
C directory and then like run.
Semicolon,
I
slash,
remember my
slash.
grandpa, he
Yeah.
actually sat me down and had a conversation with me. He's like, computers are not used for this, Josh, but they are used for education and information. I'm like,
Absolutely not.
Oh man.
I can play the computer? Okay.
But the game that I really wanted to bring up was Thrill Kill. Do you guys
I didn't
remember this
play it,
game at
no.
all? Okay. Thrill Kill was supposed to come out for the PlayStation back in '98. And it was the first PlayStation game that was going to have 4 players play against each other and
The
kill
little
each
adapter
other.
that they had, the little L-shaped thing.
Right, right. And so the game was basically about, you know, 8 characters who went to hell, and the demon sorceress in that realm pitted them against each other.
Well, this just sounds
And-
awesome.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I
they-
wanna
she-
play it
They
now.
pitted them against each other, and whoever won got to be reincarnated. But the game was so controversial in 1998 that EA bought out the publisher, and the game was finished. But EA was like, "This is way too violent and way too controversial." There was like huge sexual themes in there, lots of violence, BDSM.
Game sounds awesome.
I know. BDSM. The thrill kills were used as like fatalities, like
Okay.
Mortal Kombat.
Makes
So
sense.
you performed a thrill kill.
Gotcha.
I would actually like to continue your point system that I think you've racked up here at Gamer Nation, just being able to come up with the most obscure games that we've never heard of. I don't think there's an episode where
I'm
you haven't
surprised
named
you haven't
something.
heard of Thrill Kill because it's like so bloody and gory,
No, I
and I
didn't
know you
play
guys
it.
like that.
You know what's funny is like a lot of times
We
people
do.
like to
We
point
do.
to those like fantastical games where it's like this isn't even realistic. How could you even say that
Right.
this causes violence? So-
Right. I mean, but I would just like to say, I have to throw it out there. One of the characters was a dominatrix.
Hey.
One of the characters was an imp on stilts.
Oh, yeah.
And one was a redneck white trash guy who would hit you with a leg of one of his victims that
Oh.
he had chopped off
Yeah,
and
okay,
killed.
I can kind of see where this is
Yeah,
coming
okay,
from.
that is pretty
but that was,
violent.
that was the thing, though, was they were going for controversy.
But
Well-
you did mention what I think, I'm surprised no one's mentioned as the most controversial games of ours, Mortal Kombat. The
Yeah.
reason why we have the ESRB rating was
Mm.
because of that first Mortal
Mm-hmm.
Kombat game, and people were like, whoa, he just took his heart out.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still beating. That's,
That's his
wow.
spine.
Yeah.
Like-
That is his spine.
Like
okay.
I remember, like this game affected households. Like my grandma knew what Mortal Kombat was, and I remember like I could not find Mortal Kombat for less than $70 on the Super Nintendo anywhere. Mortal Kombat 2, and
Right.
then I was at the store and I found it for $30. And I went to my grandma. I was like, Grandma, please buy me Mortal Kombat 2. And she knew. She's like, no, this game's way too violent. I took the box. I turned it around. I was like, no, there's friendships in it. It's okay.
Yeah.
She,
Friendships.
she
That's
still
funny.
didn't buy it for me.
That's not what really happened.
sounds
Your grandma's
sad.
like, no, you're a goddamn noob, and you'll just lose every time I play against
But
you.
Grandma, I need to practice. I need to practice.
I think we should do some tweets from the fans.
Here we are with tweets from the fans. Thanks so much for following us on Twitter at Smosh Games. Just keep an eye on us, and you'll see like these tweets that go out with like capital letters that says Gamer Nation question and said question. And today we have your answers on what you think are the best, most controversial games.
Cool.
Here we have from Maximiheim. Maximiheim. Heim. Gotta do it with the throat sound.
Are you trying to say
That's
that he's a
just
Jew?
offensive to
Yeah.
Jews, yeah.
Sorry, Soinky.
No,
Sorry.
it's okay.
He
You
said-
pronounced it very well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I tried. Conker's Bad Fur Day, a game that looks like a family game, but in the end turns out to be one of the most mature games, which I think is kind of.
I
funny to
never
use the word
played it,
mature.
but
It's very
why is it
immature.
mature?
Yeah.
Well, you have like
Or immature?
giant boob. Like one of the characters has like these giant boobs, and I think she's topless at one point in time. You fight one of the main
Gotcha.
bosses is a giant pile of poo. Just say the game was.
So it's like
mature.
Earthworm Jim style humor.
Yes, but definitely more on the.
Toilet humor?
Yes.
More like toilet humor?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yes, got it.
So it just had those moments where it's like, really? Really? And just everyone's so cartoony, so you don't really expect it. And it was on the N64, I believe.
Gotcha.
The first time. So
That's-
that being more of like again, Nintendo family brand. One of those things where it made it
Seemed
into
weird,
the house.
right,
people thought it
right,
was kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
Gotcha.
Next we have Magic Man Chris. Magic Man Chris.
Maybe it's Magic Man Chris, not Magic Man Chris.
Yeah.
He's Magic Man.
Man, Chris is an
Commas are necessary. Let's see. Call of Duty. We've kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. People love it. People hate it. And the fact that it's being blamed for all the violence in today's society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We touched on that earlier.
Agreed.
But there is the controversy behind just Call of Duty. Is it a good game or is it a sucky game?
Well, let me say
That's
this.
not what we're talking about.
I feel well,
controversy.
as long as we talk about that just for 1 second, I'll just throw one thing out there. I feel like it is a good game, but people are so used to seeing the same thing that people hate on it now.
Right.
If Black Ops 2 was the first Call of Duty that came out, people would be like, this game's amazing.
Yeah.
And they'd love it. But anyway.
Yeah, our audience is like, it's so difficult when it comes to that. It's like, we want a lot of change in a game, but as soon as we get a lot of change, we're like, no! Why'd you change it? It was so good how it was before. And
Yeah.
people just
You
accept
remember
it
when
and
the
like it.
NES came out? We were like, whoa, this game looks so cool. Let's play it. No, oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
now it's like, what the is this?
Yeah.
This is gonna
Oh
be
my
another
God.
clone of
It's
the
just-
last game
Oh,
we
what
played.
is this?
So
Oh, man.
jaded. Yeah.
And
Sonic,
Oh,
this is just
man.
Mario with a blue guy.
I know. What happened to
We
us?
never did that.
What happened to us, you
everyone
guys?
just, we got jaded.
First
We worked-
world problems.
We worked in the industry.
Yeah.
Man, we're the worst. Finally, we have Elias DF Man. Play Minecraft. How'd that one get in here?
No!
That is controversial.
We will not play.
very
it.
controversial here in
Controversy
Smosh
is-
Games.
We refuse to play it.
Yeah.
Not
I
gonna
actually
happen,
don't
guys.
mind Minecraft.
Well, let me just say.
Fun likes it.
Let me just
I
say,
play it.
we will play it for 1 day. Let's make a deal here. Let's make a deal. If
think I
no
know where
one,
you're going.
if no one on any video comments play Minecraft for 1 whole month, we'll play Minecraft.
Starting today.
Starting when this video
We're
releases,
scanning. We're looking.
we are going to look on every video. If there's one comment that says play Minecraft or anyone mentions Minecraft in any comment, it'll be extended another month. If you guys can make
A
it.
month is a long time.
I know, but I'm so
It's a
sick.
challenge.
That's
I'm sick
okay.
of seeing these comments.
Okay.
Well, what if-
Make it 1 month.
What if-
you guys can make it 1 month, we'll play Minecraft.
Challenge thrown down. All right, so the gauntlet has been thrown down to you, our viewers, but now it's time to move on to a segment where we pit one of our gamers against another one in a debate format. A war of words, if you will. It's a little something we
will.
like to call PvP. All right, on today's PvP, we have our two combatants, Jess V and the Jovenshire. They will be arguing which is the most controversial game. And Jovenshire opted to say Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat!
Finish him is the most controversial.
What is this?
While Jess V
M-
believes Doom.
MW.
MK?
There you go.
Sorry.
No gang signs for Mortal Kombat, guys. While Jess V
Doom.
believes
Yes.
Doom to be more controversial.
Alright, yes.
Each of our combatants will be given 30 seconds, starting with Jovenshire.
All right.
Ready?
Alright.
On your mark, get set. Didn't say go. All right, go.
All right, so here's the thing with Mortal Kombat. I did talk about it before, and it really is the most important part, is that this was the game that created the ESRB rating. This was the reason why they had to be like, whoa, kids are playing these video games. We might need to kind of like label what games might not be appropriate for games. You're going to be talking about Doom, and yes, Doom, but it was a controversial game, but it was PC-based. When it hit the consoles, it hit more of a market, and it was much widespread, and that's when everyone was seeing violence in the homes more so than when a game is on a PC. Come on, you were killing
That's
people.
30 seconds.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Jovenshire arguing that Mortal Kombat had a more mass appeal, hit more people, and therefore was more controversial. Just V.
Okay.
Go.
Yes, I also talked about Doom a little earlier. Doom was single-handedly based on a school shooting. That's pretty controversial, that one video game was blamed for the murder of people. And because of that, I feel like first it was music, then it was movies, now it's video games because of Doom. People always look to video games now when something horrible happens in schools or somewhere else and says, oh, it was because of this, whether it be Call of Duty or Mortal
And
Kombat.
stop.
It was because Doom started it.
All right, Joven, you have 15 seconds to rebuttal. Go.
Yes, that's definitely affected society greatly, but ever since then we've been able to blame shootings on every other shooting game that's out there. So really, maybe it's not necessarily Doom. Maybe it's just a game with guns. Whereas Mortal Kombat affected the entire
And stop.
industry. Pull that one out of my ass. Definitely pull that one out of my ass.
Okay, yes, it did affect the entire industry, but I still feel like Doom is what created the media buzz around the controversy that surrounds video games that we have today. It's all about the media, you guys. They hate video games.
Yeah. The media.
Yeah.
Video game. Wait.
No.
All right. Well,
how
which
dare
game
you.
is more controversial? Jovenshire arguing for Mortal Kombat, Just V arguing for Doom.
Doom.
You guys let us know in the comments what you think. And thanks for watching,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks so much.
Thank you guys for
Yeah,
having
guys,
me
thank you.
again.
And that is it.
That is it.
Love you.
Digicard.
Ah! It didn't hit the ground.
Didn't hit the ground.
Never
Rip it
hit
up.
the
Rip
ground.
it up.
It flew.
Rip it up immediately.
It flew. It still counts.
Doesn't count.
That means I didn't go far
Does
enough.
not count at all.
Yes.
It's in your hair.
That's what
I
he
feel
said
so
to her.
sad.